This third video starts with these two questions here that are both point-slope questions. The one on the left, number 12, they give you the slope and the point. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because, as I said before, point-slope is easy when they give you both those things. Remember, this is the general equation for point-slope. So all I got to do is plug them in, and you should be able to see why that's the answer to this question. If you don't remember, go back to the first video, page 1, and look at how I explained number 4. For the one on the right, number 13, there actually is already a similar problem that I've done in the video for that too. It's on page 2, number 5. But I'll go ahead and explain this one because this is a more complicated problem. I just want to make sure one more time that you understand how to do this. With point-slope form, well, I need a point. I've got 2, but I also need slope. Well, slope is the change in y over the change in x. Minus 2 minus minus 5 over 1 minus minus 3. Minus 2 minus minus 5 is minus 2 plus 5. 1 minus minus 3 is 1 plus 3. These work out to be 3 over 4. So my slope is 3 over 4. Remember, point slope, I just need, like I have here, slope and a point. Well, now I got a slope and 2 points to choose from. As I say here, I can plug in either point. So depending on which one I picked, I could have come out with this answer. By the way, this is going to simplify to be y plus 2 equals 3/4 x minus 1, or this one. This answer is perfectly good too. Y plus 5 equals 3/4 x plus 3. Either of these two equations is a good answer for question 13. The next question, 14, is one that I know gave some of you a lot of trouble. I'm not going to read the paragraph here. I'm just going to remind you they've given you a table of numbers. You should think about which is probably the x and which is probably the y. The x is usually going to be the one that causes the change in the other collection of numbers. So in this case, it makes more sense that the number of cups that are sold changes, and that change is caused by the change in temperature. It's probably not the other way around. It's probably not that the temperature of the air changes because of how many cups of hot chocolate I sell. Okay, so I'm going to plot these as x and those as y, and so that's exactly what I've done here. All I've done is plot in black each one of these points. Make sure your picture looks like this and that you are accurately plotting points. But again, remember, I said temperature's x, number of cups is y. And that's the answer to 15. Well, I'm sorry, those are the points. So then a best fit line can't possibly, in this case, go through every one of the points. If that happened, it would be a zigzag. It wouldn't be a line at all. So I've got to draw a line that gives a good feeling for all the points in general. If I had a marker that was wide enough, and actually maybe this circle that I'm drawing here gives you a feel for it, I'd like it to go through the vast majority of them. And that's how I picked the line that I've drawn here. It's based on the fact that it seems to be pretty well equally distant from all of them. So based on that line now, I answer the questions that are on the next page. So I'm going to have to keep flipping back and forth. Question 16 says, what's the equation of the line you drew? Well, once again, y equals mx plus b says b is my y-intercept, so that's going to be 12, and that's what I've put in both these cases. And m is going to be my slope. Well, in this case, my rise is negative 12 to go over 16. I could have picked two other points that are on the crosshairs, but these ones pretty clearly are at 12 here and 16 there. So negative 12 over 16, I can call that my slope, and that's what I said here. But then I simplified it. I realized that negative 12 over 16 is the same as negative 3 over 4. Either of these two equations is a perfectly good answer to number 16. 17, how many cups would she sell when the temperature is 8 degrees? Well, let's go back. Let's find 8 degrees. Temperature, 8 degrees. Go up. How many cups did she sell? Go over to here. Up. She sold 6 cups. so I said about 6. How many cups would she sell if the temperature was negative 4 degrees? Well, that doesn't exactly fit on my picture here, does it? I've got 4 to 0, that's roughly negative 2 degrees, roughly negative 4 degrees. So how many cups would she sell at negative 4 degrees? I go up from there, and I drew that spot there, because that looked like if I continued that line, that's where it would hit. And that's about, I don't know, 15 or 16 cups, and that's what I said. She'd probably sell about 15 or 16 cups if the temperature was negative 4 degrees. That's it. That's all of the packet now. I've completed packet 5, for the packet for chapter 5 for you. Separately, I'll make packets for the other review guides that I've given you.